Hello friends, I Divya Pandey welcome you all to your own channel Study Virtue. Today I have brought to you lesson on School of Management Thought Part 2. And so before beginning the lesson, I would request you to subscribe the channel and click on the bell icon so as to be updated with every video lecture that I upload. So in last video we have talked about the classical school and also the behavioral school. In classical school we talked about the Taylor and thereafter we talked about the Fayol, and thereafter we talked about the bureaucratic theory also, that is given by the Max Weber. We talked about the what behavioral aspects of that Alton Mayo, and also along with that we talked about the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Thereafter now we are to move to the next one, so let's open the book that is here. Okay, so thereafter we say the McGregor, who is also the one eminent contributor towards this school of management thought, he gave the X and Y theory, X and theory Y, that he majorly focused upon two kind of men in any organization. Okay, so what he said, that he argued that managers should shift their traditional view of men and work. Here he said that to a new humane view of men and work, and he says that there are two types of attitude. The first attitude is X attitude and the second attitude is Y attitude. In X attitude, what you see, that it is both pessimistic and counterproductive. So the theory X assumes that people have little ambition and dislike work, want to avoid responsibility, and need to be closely supervised to work effectively. And on the other hand, if we see theory Y, so here people want to work and they work in a good manner. They become the standard for humanizing the workplace, and they offer a positive view, and that assuming that people can exercise self-direction and accept responsibility and consider work to be as natural as rest of play. And McGregor believed that theory Y assumption best captured the true nature of worker and should give management practice. That means he says that there are two kind of managers who think that the worker are a kind of ex-worker, and the other hand that the manager thinks that worker are Y kind of worker. So in both the condition, how it affects the workplace and how it makes the work environment, it is important. And he says that if theory Y is applied in any organization, it will be more effective and more productive, because it creates a kind of trust between the worker and the manager. Okay, so let's see that traditional theory, that is X, and modern theory, that is Y. So in traditional theory, what we see, that man by nature is sluggish and shirker. Okay, the second thing that we see, that mostly people are not ambitious and are afraid to take responsibility. That means they are not flexible actually, right? So the next term, that is under this, people want to be directed, and meaning thereby that they want somebody to tell them to work and only they will work. Like that in our school time, right? We would have been given some kind of homework, and we were pressurized by the parents, we were pressurized by the teacher, and we had fear that if we don't do this work, we will be beaten or we will be given some other kind of punishment, as you may be remembering right now. So this kind of approach we have to follow. In traditional thinking, we think like that, and always we think that they are always lazy, they always feel exhausted without doing any work. So this kind of thing that the traditional theory talks about. Then comes that motivation is limited to only physical and security needs. That means they never achieve the next need, that is social need, and their esteem need, and their after self-actualization need. Okay, and the next thing that we talk about X theory, that is strict control, threat and punishment are used in order to get work. That means here there is no incentivization, there is no bonus, there is no kind of reward, there is only a kind of a stick, the kind of carrot, no carrot but a stick. there is a kind of stick rule that is applied in the case of theory X, that is traditional theory. Now let's see the theory Y. So here what we see, on the contrary, that men want to work provided the conditions are favorable. So that means conditions are favorable, men are always working. Next thing, that theory takes people as enthusiastic, responsible and full of efforts. Like me and you, who you are watching the video, that means you are enthusiastic. I cannot hold you. It is you that you have the kind of enthusiasm and you have zeal to study. So that is why you are watching the video. And I am making the video because I am literally enthusiastic to teach you and to give you the best material what I could. So that is the reason that me and you are the enthusiastic as that in this they think of. Next come that it is thought that the employee has the quality of self-direction and they do not feel the necessity of being directed by somebody else. That means they should not be directed by somebody else. They have a kind of self-direction. They are self-disciplined person. They decide the thing on their own, and that they have kind of rational thinking and they have ability to take decision as well. The next come that according to this, what we think, that their physical and security needs motivate for the short time, but if we see the long term, that the self-actualization and esteem needs are the major thing which are the motivator for the theory Y person. Okay, the next come that is if proper environment is provided, a person himself perform his work laboriously. So this were assumption and these are the things which we think of under the theory Y. Next, if we see about Chris Argyris, maybe he may be called as Chris Argyris. Okay, so sorry for the pronunciation if you know about it, I don't know. So if we talk about Chris Argyris, so he is the eminent social scientist and a professor of industrial administrator at Yale University. That is not important, but you should be knowing that what he has given. That actually he argued that the continuing incongruence between one's work environment and one's personality will result in conflict and frustration and failure. So here what incongruence means, that congruency, that means what I want to work, that you give me the work. If I don't want to work, what you give me, so that will create a kind of incongruency. That means coordination will not be there. Okay, non-cooperation will be there, right? So that means incongruency. Here what is happening, that he actually how he came to this conclusion, that he conducted a research into personality and organization life factor, and he developed the theory that both traditional management practices and organization structure are inconsistent with the growth and development of the matured personality. That means a mature personality needs some kind of work that satisfies him and that he likes. So that means he gave that there should be a congruency between the organization and the men as well. So that means a mature man always be working only that thing that he likes and that he wants. The next comes that is quantitative school, and quantitative school that talks about that actually came with the revolutionary change in the application of information technology, right? As we see the information technology everywhere. So actually information technology came the quantitative school of thought, and which finds its foundation in decision theory, right? So the application of statistics in decision making and evolution of mathematical econometric model that are nurtured by computer technology. Here what is happening, that this approach is majorly based upon the assumption that mathematical technique can help the manager in solution of problem, and the feature of quantitative management school we can see about that primary focus on decision making is there, and based on economic decision it is, and it actually uses the formal mathematical model, and it is frequently uses the computers. Okay, so the primary focus it focuses on decision making, the next that is based on economic decision theory, and the next that is formal mathematical model, and the fourth that uses majorly computer, like frequently it uses computer. Okay, so what is here, that if we see about the primary focus, that is decision making focus, so actually its end result of problem analysis will include direct implication of managerial action. That means that here whatever the end result is, will be analyzed and will be given a will give a direct solution to the problem by using the mathematical operations, right? So that means majorly decision making. The next comes, that is the economic decision theory. That means final actions are chosen criteria at cost, revenue and rates of return on investment. That means here we are focusing upon cost, revenue, rates of return on investment, and whatever we make decision, that will be made on majorly upon these three. The next comes, that is formal mathematical model. If we see this formal mathematical model, so it is possible solution to problem are specified as mathematical equation and then analyzed according to mathematical rules and formulas. If you are studying that operation research that book, so in operation research you see linear programming. So in linear programming we are using mathematical formulas and models, so as to be knowing that what should be produced and what is the optimal and what will be the optimal use. So here you can get the direct example. Okay, so next comes that frequent use of computer, that heavy reliance is placed on the computer and their advanced processing capabilities, right? So here as you see that a calculator is also a computer, right? So what we do that in business operations, we majorly use all the machinery, that machines, right? So that is frequent use of computer. Of course that is also the true one. The next comes, that is the management science also, that is explained later on as it is written here itself also. That next comes, that is operations management. If we talk about the operations management, it actually talks about the application of quantitative method of organizational task and production and operation control. That means here organization task of productions are there and operation controls. Okay, so the next comes, that the operation management techniques utilizes following basic quantitative technique. Those are, forecasting is the process by which future predictions are formulated through mathematical computation. That means if you forecast, then with the help of mathematical computation we can get the better result and we can predict very well. The next comes, that is inventory control. It entails the control of costly inventories through mathematical formulas that determine the proper level of inventory to be maintained as well as the economic quantities to be ordered. So what will happen as we study the LIFO, FIFO techniques? So how do we do the operations there at that time? So that means the inventory control, break even point also where we study. So these all are the some techniques that we use during thinking about the inventories. So those are what? Those are the mathematical formulas, right? So the next comes, that linear programming involves the use of computation to allocate scarce resources for their optimal use, right? I told you about the optimal use. And then next comes PERT and CPM method, that is critical path method, and thereafter program evaluation and review technique. So as to be knowing that whatever we have done, is it right or wrong? Have we gone to the right path or have we made any mistake, or have we done better, or have we were efficiency the 100% or were less? So that is all about it. So that we use these two techniques for what? That analyzing, planning, controlling and complex operations. As we see, the business operations are majorly complex. So that is the reason that we use few techniques, and thereafter we take any decision, right? And the next comes, that is regression analysis. So it is used to predict relationship between two or more variable and to determine how changes in one variable might affect other variables. See, suppose if we are producing one thing, and that may be the one which may affect the other product as well. Suppose if you take the example of a sweet shop, right? If you take the example of sweet shop, then if one sweet is prepared by some kind of product, some kind of raw material, and that raw material is used in the other sweet as well. So if you increase the production of the first one, so what will happen? The second will be affected, because you have a kind of raw material limit that day. You will be purchasing this much raw material, right? So that will be happening. So that is a kind of regression analysis. Okay, the next come, that is management. See, now I am going one by one everyone, because why? Because these are very, very important. and before I left you, if you want to go through, you could go, but those were not that important, right? Because those all things whatever were discussed by other eminents, so those were already other discussed all that, and thereafter what happened, that they also added some major things. So that is the reason that I didn't discuss those. If you want, you could go through, but those are not actually important for your examination perspective. The next one, that is management information system. So what is it? These are some kind of integrated programs for what? That is collection, analysis and dissemination of information to support management decision making. Until unless you have the perfect information about anything, you cannot take decision, right? So the total management information system network is more than a machine, and it contains human resource, hardware, software, integrate processes, and most management information system are network or computer based due to vast amount of number crunching to be done. So that is why the ideal management information system provides accurate, condensed informational analysis to appropriate manager in a timely manner. So it was about this. Then the next comes the integration school. Okay, so let's see the integration school. In integration school, what we see, that whatever schools we had earlier, that is organizational school, that is whether behavioral school, that is whether modern school, that means quantitative school, these were effective, but these were actually stuck to one assumption, right? So we need to be more flexible, because we never know that what condition may come what time. Suppose if you take the example of the hierarchy, so can't anyone move to the any one need, like if you talk about the saints who actually do not focus on their physiological need, and sometimes they also do not focus on the needs which are like a kind of esteem need and other needs, but they majorly focus on what? They focus on that they are to achieve that prayan that we say. Okay, so that is the reason that the flexibility was not seen there actually. Okay, so that is why what we do, we see that we should be little flexible, and we have brought these theories. Okay, the next, the integrated school comes with a contingency theory. It is based on the notion that the proper management technique in a given situation depend upon the nature and condition of the situation, right? So the contingency view of management is highlighted here, as you could see in this figure. See, in contingency view, if we see, so organization phenomena exist in a logical pattern only, and the managers devise and apply similar responses to common type of problem. So the common type of problem, they use common type of, but it is actually not so. Sometimes the common problem may also have some different kind of solutions. Like here what we see, there is a one best way, that is universal view, and every situation is unique, and that is a case view. That means in contingency view what we do, that in one way we could deal with in a kind of ways, that means every problem will have the same, every common problem will have the same common solution. But on the other hand, we see and analyze and understand the situation, whatever comes up, and thereafter we we solve that as per the need. Okay, so that means it gives more efficiency, it enhances the chances of success, and it gives more that it ensures even more that it will be solved in a better manner and almost easy, like very soon, right? The next comes, that is, let's see the next thing, that there comes the system theory. Okay, so system theory is little vast, it will be discussed later on. The next comes, that is contemporary school, like theory Z, and theory Z is actually the one that came from the Japanese management practices. And theory Z actually, that firm features long-term employment with a moderately specialized career path and slow evaluation and promotion. So here what we see, that lifetime employment would not be especially attractive to America's mobile workforce, and the slow evaluation and promotion processes would not meet the high expectation of American worker. That means actually what happened, that in theory Z, the one the one saw the practices which are performed in the America, and the practices which are there in the Japan. So he came up with the theory Z, that he said that maybe long-term employment with a moderately specialized career path will have the kind of so evaluation and promotion. But if you give little less, that not lifetime actually, but the less term for the work, so it will be giving a kind of enthusiasm as per the that. So it will be discussed later on even better way. So here you see that is 7 McKinsey 7 is, that is strategy, structure, system, staff, style, skill, and superordinate goals. Okay, so these are few other things that you saw, that excellence, quality, and all. And thereafter, okay, so these were about that. We have talked about all this, whatever we saw that School of Management taught, in a view that how they contributed, what they concluded, and how they performed, like how they should be applied. Now these will be talked even more detail, that what kind of principles they gave, what kind of other way they have given to come up with and to apply, so as to be understanding even better way. Okay, so see you soon. And before closing the lesson, I want you all to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell icon. So please keep sharing, keep caring, and see you soon. Bye bye.